Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth and today I am continuing on my inventory series, and today I'm going to be doing face palettes. I don't have a whole lot, but I have enough, and I'm not doing very good with the decluttering side of these. Although I suppose I haven't done too bad. Could be worse, could be better. Isn't everything? Of course I didn't move them over before I started. Why would I do that? That would make perfect sense. If you've seen this look before, it's because I'm batch filming today. I got my flu shot on this arm and I got my booster shot on this arm. So I am anticipating a couple of days downtime after all that. So I just said, right, we need to get some videos done so that these can go up when I have planned to get them up. Anyhow, not what you're here for. Let's dive into the face palettes. Let's start with the more expensive side of things. No, let's start with the cream actually first. I have two cream palettes. One is from e.l.f. It's the Electric Mood palette. This one here. The cream highlighter went really funny on it. I had to declutter it. It went bad. But the rest of them I'm really enjoying so far. So you have two blushes. So like a darker shade and a kind of a more corally shade. Beautiful, beautiful shades. So you can wear it. I find, I typically wear these kind of shades in the winter and these in the summer, so I can use it both times. And then a cream bronzer, which in my opinion, just my opinion here, is better than their putty bronzer, whatever it's called. I just prefer this formula for whatever reason. It just blends nicer. I just enjoy it more. So love this and I will keep it. Possibly into a project pan. This is from XX Revolution. It is the Indulgence palette or range or whatever, and Misty very kindly decluttered this to me and I've enjoyed this immensely. I didn't think I would. I nearly decluttered it without trying it, which was stupid, but I'm just in a kind of a panic mode at the moment of trying to get my collection down. But it's actually really, really nice. I really enjoyed all the shades. You've got highlighter shades, you've got blush shades, you kind of have everything you need apart from a bronzer. And nice variety in the shades too. I liked the way they applied, I liked the way they blended, and I liked how they looked on the cheeks, so I would be keeping this one. So that's only two cream palettes. I feel like that's okay. I know I have a lot of other cream products in blushes and highlighters and bronzers, but that's not what we're talking about today. This one is kind of a hybrid, I suppose, because it's from Colourpop. It's the extra glazed cheek palette. Actually, Misty sent me this one as well. So you have the highlighter in Smoke and Whistles, Pink Velvet blush, Swirled blush, and Strawberry Strudel blush. But one of them, this is like a Super Shock, more or less. It has that kind of a quality to it. It's very nice. The blushes are a nice formula, and although when I swatch them there now, they're not swatching so good. When I use the brush, I'm crying with excitement. This shade here, I kind of use it as a bronzer or blonzer nearly. It's because it's quite a bronzer-esque shade. So they're settling up, but when I use I've lost my tongue. When I use a kind of a stippled brush, I find they work best and apply the best and kind of give the nice impact that I want. So I'll be keeping that guy. Next up is the Catrice Lumi Nice. I see what they did there. I see what you did there, Catrice. A highlighter and blush glow palette. This is a real favourite in the summertime for me. All very glowy shades. Now this shade here, granted, you could use in this time of year, but the golden one I find I prefer in the summertime. As the same for the blush. So some of those beautiful glowy blushes, and they're just really pigmented and pretty and blend nicely on the skin. Just love it. I just love it. I have it a long time now. It's getting old, so maybe it needs to go into a project as well to start getting some pan showing on it. But yeah, Valerie sent me this. I love this. This is the Physicians Formula Mura Butter Glow Face Palette. And look, the size is just perfect. Like, who needs more than that? We've got a blush, bronzer and a highlighter, and all three are just lovely. Really, really lovely products. Maybe we should pull up the sleeve a bit, Ruth. Take off the watch as well. I don't, why in God's green earth would you be prepared? Can you see it? They're light, they're very light shades, but they're perfect for me for this time of year. Really, really enjoy them. Lovely little palette, lovely compact, and you can bring it with you. Another favourite is the BH Cosmetics Belgian Waffle palette, one of the Weekend Vibes palettes that they had. And you have 3 bronzers. Well, this is kind of, I use as nearly a diffusing powder. So if I overdo the bronzer a bit, I just go in with that and just kind of buff it, and it just, sorts everything out. And 3 highlighters. Now, this highlighter here is way too dark for me. I can use it nearly as a blush topper sometimes in the summertime, but the highlighters are very intense as well. I don't love the highlighter part in it, but I like it well enough that I use it. But I absolutely adore the formula of these 3 powders up here. Absolutely love it. Just works beautifully. Really love that palette. And because I loved that palette so much, I ended up buying the Glowing in Grease, which is a 6 colour blush and highlighter palette. And again, this is a lovely summer palette for me. Corally, goodness. You've mattes and you've shimmers, and it just, love it. I really enjoyed this formula from them. Don't know what they're going to be like going forward, but I don't need anything at the moment, so I'll be fine. But yeah, just really pretty and lovely packaging. Really enjoy it. So that is staying also. Onto the higher end, I have 4 higher end palettes. I have 2 from Hourglass. Try and clean them a bit before I show them to you. One, this is the Ambient, which one are you? Sculpture, I think was the range. This is it here. This is the first one I ever bought, because I was always so wondered what the hype was all about, and now I know. And I don't need to buy any more of them. They're fine, they're grand. I'm delighted that I have it. I got it on sale, and I enjoy it, and I will use it. But not worth the full price tag. Nor are the, this wouldn't entice me to go off and buy the individual powders. I also have the Ghost palette that was decluttered to me by a friend, and I was very grateful for it. This is what this one looks like, and this one I will be, hopefully panning next year. I think this is the one I'm going to go with. But again, like I said, it's very pleasant to use, but just not worth the price tag, in my humble opinion. Too Faced Sugar Peach Wet and Dry Face and Eye Palette. Never used it on the eyes because they're very heavily scented, but it is lovely. It's a peach. I lost the 2 blushes. There was a kind of a matte orangey terracotta blush. It wasn't very nice. And there was another one that was kind of a more wine with like a gold reflect. And the gold nearly showed up more than the blush. And I dropped this from a very low height onto carpet, and it smithereens made of that blush, so that went. But these are still here. This is a very glowy bronzer, and this is a lovely highlighter. So I actually really do enjoy these 2 in the summertime. Again, they are more summer products for me, but they are quite nice on the cheeks, I have to say. And I will use them up, and I love the packaging as well. And it was a gift from my hubby, so ticks all the boxes. And then the last high-end one that I am keeping, only because it cost me so much, not necessarily because I love it. This is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight Palette in the shade Light Medium. It had the limited edition packaging as well, with all the little crystals on it, which was very pretty. And you probably know what it looks like. It's just a contour shade really, and a highlight. The highlight is very subtle, and I don't mind that. It is very powdery though. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that, are you? Maybe. And then the contour shade, I don't contour a whole lot, but I will use it because it cost so much. And again, it was a gift from my hubby. So yeah, look, you know how I feel about Charlotte. We're just not best friends. It is what it is, Sometimes people just don't get on, and that's just life. Not that she's a fucking clue who I am, or that I don't like her. So that is what I'm keeping. That's how many? 2 creams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, not bad. 9 palettes. And then these are the ones that I am decluttering. First up we have Essence Choose Your Glow Highlighter Palette. It's fine. It's just not to my taste. They're too, some of them are too glowy, some of them have a bit of glitter in them, and some of them just are too powdery. So I don't need it in my collection. It can go. I had bought this in the hopes that one of these would be like the Pure Nude highlighter, because we couldn't get that over here, but Kim very kindly sent it to me, so now I have it. I don't need to be finding something that is similar to it, but that can go. From Lacura, which is the Lidl brand, Cheeky Cheeks palette. So this was supposed to be like I suppose a dupe of Benefit, and none of these they're fine. And if I wasn't downsizing my collection, like I say in every video, I might have kept it, but I just have I don't love it, so I can't stay. It just can't stay, and it wasn't, you know, a crazy price. One that I was really disappointed in was this Sculpted Amy Connolly. So Amy Connolly is an Irish makeup artist that has started her own line, and a lot of the Irish social media influencers are in raptures over it, but I can't help but feel that a lot of them are sponsored, because I just was very disappointed. I love the concept, so you can, you know, get refills of shades. So if you use up your bronzer or your blush or whatever, you can just replace that instead of having to replace the whole palette. But it's one of those ones, it's very dry and scratchy. And just underwhelming. And the cream then, this is a cream up here. There's nothing special about the palette for me. There's just nothing in it that I'm going, oh yeah, knock that out of the park, girl, well done. And I want to be supporting Irish, do you know what I mean? Because I want to. They're always cruelty free. I don't think any of the Irish brands are not cruelty free, or not cruelty free, should I say. But yeah, it was just underwhelming. Anything I've tried from her, the only thing I like is I have a double-ended, it's a lip liner and lipstick, which is a really cool concept, and I really enjoy that. But everything else I've tried, I've just been underwhelmed by, so I'm not really inclined to buy more, even though she's come out with new stuff. And the last item I'm decluttering is the Catrice Bronze Away to Costa Rica Baked Bronzing and Highlighting Palette. Beautiful packaging. I love that. I love that kind of look, the leaf and the gold. I love it. And look, it's not a bad palette by any standards, but it's just so big and bulky. I don't have the space for it. I just don't. And it didn't cost me an arm and a leg, so it can go. I did get some use out of it this summer. I had it in projects and stuff like that. So, you know, it's not leaving my collection without any love. It definitely did get use. But just too bulky. Like, where are they off to with the packaging? They're stellar swatching, Ruth. Dislocate your arm there just to show people. You know, you've got a kind of a satin, I suppose, effect bronzer. Then you've got like this really glowy bronzer that's for kind of, you know, the chest area, and two quite intense highlights. I suppose one is more intense than the other, but you know, it's quite nice. It is quite nice, but like I said, it's just too big and bulky. And the same goes for these as well. Like, that's just, you know, too big and bulky, hard for me to store, too long and bulky, too much, you know. So that's another part of the reason a lot of them are going, because I just won't have the space. So that is it. So we decluttered 4. I don't think that's too bad. And we're keeping the rest. But I've definitely gone away from the face palette style. Do you know what I mean? When they came out first, I felt like we were all buying them because all the influencers were telling us they were great and we needed them and this, that and the other. And then we all came to the realization that we're not actually working makeup artists and didn't need face palettes that had, like, if you take the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and you were either too light or too dark for majority of it, you know, for 2/3 of it. So why do we, you know, it's only working makeup artists that needed them. You know, it's the same with AVH and, you know, all these other companies that were giving you this lovely array of shades, and only 1 or 2 of them would actually work for you. The rest wouldn't, unless you were a working makeup artist and you needed a broad spectrum of shades. But I think we all eventually woke up, kind of. I did, slightly, maybe. I don't know. But at least all of these that I have now suit my skin tone specifically. Instead of, you know, I just think it was so funny when I think back, like, of the stuff I used to buy. Just because, you know, they're like, oh, you have to have it, it's amazing. Okay, I'll get it. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know down below. Do you own these palettes? Do you not? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What's your favourite face palette that you have? Or do you not have them at all? Do you just think, no, they're a waste because I never dip into them. I prefer to use my bronzers, my blushes, my highlight, you know, separately. Let me know. But hopefully I will chat to you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Slán.